Hi, so fins and dorsal fin on the dolphin. So I've already sewn 2 up because you want to watch me sew every single piece up because it's just boring. So what you do is you pin them right sides together. You're leaving this piece open for stuffing. So here's one I've already done. I've done the dorsal fin as well. You have to add something else to that in a minute, but I'll just show you this one. So all pinned. Same stitch margin as it was before. I've changed my colour of thread because I need to do a bit of top stitching in a minute and I don't want to do that to be really obvious. I'm not looking for a really contrast stitch. So it's nice and easy, following it all the way around. Now on your corner, don't feel you have to go around really fast. If you want to stop and pivot it and all that all the way around, do that. As long as you've got it nice and neat and even how you like it. Perfecto. So that's that bit done. No, thank you. Off you go. Okay, so that's those bits done. So then all you do is you turn it out the right way. And then to get a nice neat seam, I roll it. You see a lot of people with chopsticks and stuff. You can use all that if you want to, but I roll the seams. Get them nice and flat. Now, the thing you do different to this one, which is the one that sits on top of the dolphin, is you top stitch it all around the outside. Still leave this bit open, but just top stitch it then before you stuff. So then when you stuff it and you sew it in place, it stands up nice and proud. So for this, I do lengthen my stitch length a little bit because it's going through a few layers of fabric. So I was on like a 2.5 before, now I'm up to like a 3. So nice and neat. Actually, no, that's my big scissors. Let's trim that neatly, shall we? Mummy's a bit busy at the minute, darling. Thank you. Right, top stitch. We're just going to top stitch. It's a bit thick there, so I'm just going to feed it through a little bit. I don't want to jam up my machine. This is the bit you want to get really nice and neat and tidy. Take a bit of time on because it's going to be presented to the world. See how I pivot around the corners? Probably do my 5-year-old making noise in the background. That's that done. So, just so you see what I do, and you do this to all 3 of them. He's just walked into a cupboard with his with a blanket on his head. My 5-year-old. Ethan, that's not very safe, my angel. Please don't do. I know, but it's not very safe to bang into units with a blanket on your head. So we'll pick one of these. So you don't want to overstuff it because it will be really difficult to sew over. Break stuffing up a little bit. Now, small regular pieces is better than one big fat piece because then you won't have so many lumps. And try and get the 2 flips on each side are roughly the same size. See how it's. So my stitching done. Right, so nearly there with this. You don't want it too full. Thank you, Terry. Because you want a bit of a gap at the bottom See how I've got a bit of a... The reason is, so you haven't overstuffed it. So this is what I do. So I put my stitch length right up to the longest it will go, which is generally on most machines about 4 to 5 millimeters. And then I just stay stitch it with the longest stitch length closed. So when I come to tuck it into place and sew it into the dolphin, it won't pop open, stuff won't get in your way, and it's much easier. No stopping and starting at the end to like anchor it, just enough so when you go to pin it in place it stays put for you. That's all I do. And then the pattern doesn't ask you to do this though, it just says to pin it closed with normal pins, and then you can pin it in place when you're making the actual dolphin. I don't find that as easy. I don't find it as neat because when we need to finish, this helps me keep it all nice and neat and correct. So I'll do that now for the other two, and then we can move on to the next stage of the dolphin. So I'll just do them, and then I'll be back with, which will be constructing the top pieces, the nose on, and then pinning, and I stay stitch the flippers in place. So that's what we do for the flippers. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next part.